G'day guys, Steve here. Just finished doing a little project which I thought might help somebody else out there. I've got an old, let me just come across here and show you. This is an old Con-Cor Baltimore and Ohio National Limited set, and it's quite a nice little set, but it's an old DC loco powered. They give you two locos, they're both the old PA1s. That's just a dummy one, and the other one we've got over here was DC, and I wanted to convert it to DC, and I thought it might have been a hard job, so it's just been sitting around for ages, and anyway, I've just completed it, and it was pretty easy actually. So what you're going to need to do this project is obviously the Digitrax DZ125 PS decoder, which are really good. They're for Z scale, but they fit really well in N scale. And a grinder, one of these grinders, and a Dremel tool with that sort of attachment on it. Bit of your liquid masking tape, and a soldering iron. Now, pretty easy. This chassis is quite interesting. It's almost like a solid block. The motor and everything sits in between. Very simple to get apart. 4 screws here, and when you drop that out, this whole casing comes out. So basically the original one, and I should have started this video before I actually did it, but the motor here, the original tabs bend down and sandwich between, you can see that, the top of the chassis and the bottom of the chassis, which has a built-in piece of plastic which insulates it. So all I did was bend the tabs up and then snap them off there and there, which allows me to isolate the motor, which of course, if you're fitting DCC, that's your biggest problem, isolating the motor. The next thing is, where do you locate your decoder? There's a little bit of room at the back here, but I couldn't mount it there, it'd be just flapping around. I thought, nah, pretty stupid. So what I did was I got my big angle grinder I just showed you, and I just pulled the chassis apart, put this top part here in a vise, and just ground out, I don't know, I guess that's 2 or 3 mil, what's that, about 1/4 of an inch I think, out, so that this can sit in here flush. Next thing I did was measure up my wires, and what you want to do, this is following the instructions in here, which are pretty simple. You just go back onto the page here. At the back they tell you which one goes where, so black left side power pickup, and down the bottom there red right side power pickup. So I didn't want to make things complicated for myself, so I've just run the black wire down here, and I've sandwiched it between the bottom part of the chassis and that plastic insulating frame, which is pretty cool. So you just loosen off the screws, cut a bit of wire off the end of the bit of the insulation off the end of the wire, poke it in, tighten it up. Same on the other side, so the red one's gone over here, which is cool. The engine control wires, let me try and get a bit of light there, grey and orange. So where I've cut the tabs off, I've just soldered them on. Got all that going along with the light. As you can see, I've just spliced into the original light that sits there. Put it on the track, worked good. What I found though, trying to put the this casing back on, it fit, but it was tight and it bulged a little bit there. So what I did, I came back and I took the wires back off again, and what I've done is I've cut, if you can see that, a little channel, maybe if I go down like that, and I just used my Dremel tool and just ran a little channel here, so I can just poke the wires through it, so that when you look down on top now it doesn't bulge anymore. Now the actual decoder itself, to save it flopping around, I put a couple of drops of super glue, CA glue underneath, and put some tape on it, held it in there for about 5 minutes and slowly took the tape off, and so that sits in there quite flush. So I'll show you how that works. So here it is with the shell back on again, all sits fairly flush. And as you can see, if I arc her up, there we go, she's now DCC. Goes pretty well too. Headlight works. Yay. Alright, there you have it. So that's fitting the DCC decoder into a quite old Con-Cor DC Loco.